Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Exciting game here today. Bisu. It's Bisu. Speed. Everyone's loving speed right now. Everyone is falling in love with the way that this guy plays. It's great to see. I love to see a player emerge to this type of power level. It does not happen that often. We see people coming for a long time. Speed, well, he was coming for a long time, but wasn't covered super heavily. Like, he kind of went from, like, not, like, just occasionally getting into ASL. Like, I want to say in the first, like, 15 seasons, he got in, like, 3 times or something like that. And now he's in, and it's like, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think Speed is going to be in every SSL from here on, like, until he retires or something. Like, he's so good right now. And it's great to see him rise up like that. Yeah, I guess that's that. That's what I wanted to say about him. Of course, Bisu, still in fantastic shape. Still one of the world's strongest Protosses. I've enjoyed his play very, very much lately. All 3 matchups, I think he's in really good shape in as well, which is nice to see. Because there was like a period a few years ago where he was still a killer PvP and PvZ, but I wasn't really digging his PvT. It felt like he was making a lot of bad choices. I feel like he plays a very mean Protoss versus Terran right now. Doesn't always go his way, but he has some very good games he puts out. Not necessarily always on this channel, but you never know what you're going to get. I never know who's going to win going into a game. So, anyways, we're on Deja Vu. Cross spawn right now, but no sort of Nexus first or anything. Wait a second. Are you serious? Well, yes, sort of Nexus first or something, but it's Command Center first. I'm always a little bit perplexed by Command Center first in this matchup. It's one of the most gambly things. I feel like it's worse than a 4-pool. So, if a probe were to come right now, the game would be basically over. If he was making a zealot and he was close spawns and his probe was like, the game would be so far in his opponent's favor. And here's why I think that this is a worse build than 4-pool. 4-pool, if you hit against the right build, you win. You just win. Like, we can get an A rank player, and if he 4-pools against the right build from Flash, he'll win. It's not a joke. It's like the game will become easy. It will just end. Command Center first, even if you hit the right build, there's still a lot that can happen. Okay? Wow, he's cross-spawn scouting after not scouting at all. He's going to be very sad to see that this is already mining up here. Command Center first, man. But yeah, like, even in this situation, so it was like cross-spawn, no units made, gets us up without a hitch. The Marine is out by the time the probe gets there. Perfect situation. Yet, wait a second. The game is still going on. When you have a build that will simply die to multiple things, that is that risky, if it works, you should win right away with it. That is my opinion. And I've seen other pros think of this opinion. I've seen other pros not. So, like, for instance, I remember someone was reviewing a game of Sharps from, like, the ASL season 16 or something, where Sharp did a build that needed to hit hatchery first, and it was an all-in, kind of. But it was, like, a long, drawn-out game that was really complicated to try to finish. And I think he actually ended up losing that game. And the pro that was looking at the game, this got translated, he was like, if you're going to do a build like that, just go BBS. If it needs to hit hatch first to work, let's uncomplicate it. Just have the build that kills it, right? And that's why I don't like Command Center first. I know I've been talking a long time about this, but it's like, this is not a free win. In fact, he's going Armory. So it's like, yeah, we got a real game here. And he's ahead. He is ahead, but the amount of risk to get that type of ahead, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I guess there is the long-term play of occasionally doing something like this when it doesn't matter as much to put it into your opponent's head, that you are willing to do it to get them to make more early zealots or to probe scout quicker so that you can gain smaller edges in other games. But even then, I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is only a ladder game. That's what we can say. So siege mode and siege tank on the way. 3 dragoons pressuring this front. He's got to get another couple SCVs mining. This one, notice how he had to pop there. That these are on hold position rather than target. It's easier to get them there for that, but it allows the Marines to pop out and draw hits. But he's not going to be able to be attacking this much longer. Siege is about to finish. Second add-on. Armory's already going. Bisu has taken a 3rd base right away. 4 gates right away. Very solid play from Bisu. What Bisu is setting up here is... So he puts on the Dragoon pressure. This is the theory behind it, is he puts on Dragoon pressure, which forces siege mode while he double expands, and then he just adds gateways. Because once you go siege mode, your attacking potential goes way down. He doesn't know what build this is yet, but he did hear a scan. So I think once you hear the scan, you're like, oh, okay, it's probably Armory Academy. But this is a very slow build, which allows him to get 3rd base. And he scans, he sees the he assumed that. He assumed that because that is the way that you normally play. If you hit a gasless expand or... you know, heaven forbid a CC first and you didn't do anything that kills it, generally you'll go into a play that looks like this. Now, what Speed is probably going to do here is just like a really dedicated 6 factory. I think he's going to make about 4 more SCVs and stop. I would like to see him add one more factory here. Yeah, if you're going to attack, it should be a 6 factory if you want command center first. But we'll see. He doesn't have to attack. Like he can just take a 3rd base too. That works. But you can see Bisu is gearing up to hold a push. Like he's just making nothing but units. He's not powering. And so if you're just making units like this, like 4 gates, no real additional tech, just pure units, it's because you think your opponent's going to attack. If your opponent, yeah, there's this 6 factory. If your opponent doesn't attack and instead takes a 3rd base, suddenly your build doesn't scale well. You need to have an engagement when you're playing like Bisu is here. So he's kind of gambling on an attack coming out. But you have to take a few risks here. If he was instead like going up towards, you know, maybe High Templar attack and like thinking about a 4th Nexus, this push could kill him. Whereas this, it's like, okay, he's actually got the right tools to potentially hold this. Obviously, a lot of that comes down to control. Citadel on the way, as well as 4 more gates. So Bisu is really prepping for a push now. 8 gate Citadel. That's serious business. In fact, 9 gate? Seriously? 3, 4. Yeah, 9 gates. Damn. All right. I like the pylons he has at these possible expansion locations. I think Bisu's playing very, very well. And by the way, he did make exactly 4 more SCVs, as I said. He, this is like a 6 fact all in. Okay, so Bisu right now has a huge amount of Dragoons. He's making nothing but Zealots off his gates, and that's exactly how you want to play. You want to slow this slightly until you have Zealot legs. That's how you beat these pushes. We've seen so many pushes like this. But that is exactly how he's got to rally over very cleanly here. Like, he needs to make sure he is buying vultures at every second and bringing them across the map. So he sieges up. You can't engage until legs. He has to stall for legs. Couple Goliaths in there. He does have range. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that move forward and that move back, that was perfect. Notice how he's being very careful. He's going very slow. He's throwing down turrets because he doesn't want the shuttle to ruin him, but really it's the Zealots that are going to ruin him. Ooh! You got one by. Nice. Okay. Kills off an observer. Speed. Most of his tanks are on low ground. Okay, this one is technically high ground, so this one won't miss any shots. Everything else is low ground. So if Bisu attacks into here, He will be missing shots. Now, here we go. 146 to 112 supply. Bisu going to run in. Okay, he's targeting that down. Is Speed going to be able to kill all these units? He's still got a lot of vultures in here. The barracks actually absorbs 150 damage there, so that's kind of nice. The Dragoons are all that's left, so actually Speed is going to end up killing off this this army with his push. I think Speed is just going to win the game with this. Yeah, he splatters the goons there. A huge volley. And it looks like this all will end up paying off. Maybe? Hold on. Bisu's getting on top of them. I still think this is better for Speed because he killed all the Dragoons. So, like, you can still be kind of aggressive with the tanks because he's got to remake Dragoons. If it's pure Zealot, you just never siege and you can kill it. But yeah, he's got to remake these Dragoons. So you can see right now, Speed just trying to eliminate all of this. It's got to kind of lay some of those mines down to slow this incoming. Is Bisu still just going to hold this? Kind of a close, highly contested push. Don't forget, though, that we don't have a lot going on for Bisu, so that even if he were to technically hold this and, like, break all this and force Speed back, he doesn't have anything. He's, like, 49 probes is fine, but he's on 3 base. He's just got gateways. That's it. That's it. Shuttle and gateways. It's gateway man, because he's trying to hold the push. So Speed here, who's taking his 3rd base, like he's going to have a much better time as his army is just going to scale better. Ooh, a good move with those 2 siege tanks. The Vulture's now kind of overpowering a little bit. His supply getting way up ahead. The single Dragoon will be able to, I guess, maybe clear these. Well, it looks like Bisu's dead at this point. Yeah, we're really to the point where, like, again, even if he were to hold, he's taking probe damage. The 3rd base is up and mining now for Speed. So Speed is going to end up taking it. I would like to actually hear from you guys if you would agree with my assessment about the risk versus reward that we see with Command Center First. Because as you saw, this was contested. This was not a free victory. I think that if Bisu's engagement goes slightly better at first, he probably just breaks the push and is ahead, and the game just keeps going, and it's not like a free win, whereas there are free wins for Bisu, where if he's probe scouting quick or making the Zealot quick, suddenly the build falls apart for Speed. So I don't, like, he wins, and this is, the power of this push was based off of the fact that he went for Command Center First, but is the risk worth that reward? We're at 13 minutes after a contested push, you end up winning. I don't think so, but I would like to hear other people's point of view on that. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.